were suing Mr. Caputo for the return of a $1,700 deposit that you gave him to hang sheetrock in your basement. The job itself was actually set up by your boyfriend, Joey, who you thought was a friend of Mr. Caputo's. But you actually met with Mr. Caputo, handed him $1,700. That was on a Tuesday, expecting that the job was going to be done the following Tuesday. Sadly, that Saturday, Joey died. But on Tuesday, while mourning his loss, you still expected that Mr. Caputo was going to do the job as he said he would do. But he never did the job, nor did he call you. By the time you finally did make contact with him, he told you that he never promised you the job was going to be done on Tuesday, that the deposit was not refundable, and he told you that Joey was never my friend, and I don't care that he dropped dead. Your words. Mr. Caputo, your position is that you're still ready to do the job, so you owe her nothing. Now, Ms. Blatt, are you okay?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Could you tell us how it came to be that you hired Mr. Caputo to do this job?
My boyfriend was working on my basement. We framed it. I helped him insulate, and the next step was to hang sheetrock. So he said, well, I know a buddy of mine who's done work before, and he does really great work. Let me see if I can contact him.
Okay, Mr. Caputo, tell us about how you got involved in this project.
Well, I got a call from Joey, which I don't ever remember being a friend of his. I know he's friends with my friend, so he's a friend of a friend. And I used to do a lot of sheetrock work at the time. I told him that I'm no longer in business, that I'll be happy to help you, though, as a friend of a friend. So he said it's approximately 30 boards in his basement. He asked me, okay, when can you come by, take a look at the job, and give me a price on it? I said, I'll be more than happy to give you a price and help coordinate the job, but I'm going to have my guys come and do the job for you because I'm no longer in business due to health reasons. So I went there. I looked at the job. It was definitely wasn't 30 boards. It was probably double the amount of work.
Let's get back to you, Ms. Blatt. Tell us about the time when you first met Mr. Caputo.
Well, the initial contact that I had with him was when the estimate was finished in my home. My boyfriend does not live with me. So my boyfriend and Ralph were in the basement, and when Ralph was getting ready to leave, they
Ralph,
came...
meaning Mr. Caputo?
Ralph, Mr. Caputo, was getting ready to leave. Him and my boyfriend came upstairs so he could show him out the door, and that's where I first had contact with Ralph.
And Mr. Caputo, did you require a deposit to be paid before you started?
Well, that day at the estimate, I said, I'll get back to you tonight. I'll throw you a number on how much it's going to cost, and after that, if you want to do the job, I would have to grab a deposit.
You gave him a price. What was the price?
The total job cost was $5,000, which included materials and labor.
And you said that, and I saw your text, you said that you needed the $1,700 before you would actually order the material.
Order the material, correct.
Okay. Let's fast forward to the date where you actually meet. What date was that?
April 29th?
Yes.
April 29th.
Yes.
You met with him.
Yes.
And what happened during that meeting?
Well, prior to that, he called me, and I missed the call. I called him right back, and he's like, listen, when can you get me the deposit? And I said, well, I'm kind of busy. I'm about to pick up my children. I have a softball game tonight. He's like, well, I'll meet you there. And I said, well, all right, let me just figure something out. So I walked to the bank, and then he's like, well, I'll meet you wherever you are. And I said, why don't I just come to you? Because he lives close by. He said, no, my son has a lacrosse game. I said, okay. He said, what about before that? I said, well, I'm going to be at a pediatrician office at around 3 o'clock in my neighborhood. He's like, I'll meet you there. So I sent him the location of the pediatrician's office because he was so desperate for the money. I walked down the block to the bank, withdrew $2,000, and I met him at the pediatrician's office with my son.
Was there an exchange of cash
Yes.
at that time?
I exchanged $1,700 with him, and I said, please text me a receipt, because he had nothing in hand, no paper. I said, please text it to me, because I've had problems in the past of contractors that don't show up. And he said, no problem, I got it. Don't worry, I understand. He said, I will start May 6th, but I'll call you the night before and let you know what time they will be there. I said, okay, no problem.